Here's the dashboard of one of the stores that we ran for last year. Let me refresh this because I know some people say it's a screenshot. You can see it refreshing live, over $135,000, and the bulk of it was made from May 2023 up until August. And what happened down here is simply that we just didn't have enough time to keep managing this specific store, because around that time we started working with Luke Belma. So you can see I even took a video, because some people would say I made up the screenshot. You can see Luke Belma, he's even following Alex. You can see the screenshot in here, and as you can see, we started working with him in January 2023. So even throughout the year of 2023, that digital product business was actually a side thing. We didn't have as much time at hand, so we ended up stopping that because the project with Luke Belma became more and more important. And now we are running a new digital product business. So what I'm going to share with you is exactly the step-by-step on how we made $135,000 with that specific product. I'm going to share everything because we frankly don't care anymore. We're going to share the landing page. You can copy it. People can copy it. We don't care, because we are running a different product at the moment with a different business. So I'm more than happy to show you the step-by-step in this video. So let's get into it. And we broke this down into a 3-step process, a very simple process. And it starts with ideation. So the first thing you need to realize is that if you're trying to sell a digital product, or any product for that matter, for somebody to give you money, there needs to be an exchange back. They're giving you money, and you need to exchange something back. Nobody's giving you money for no reason. Nobody's giving you money because you think your product looks pretty. Most of the times, people will exchange money if you solve something for them. And that means solving a pain. As you can see, you need to take people from this into this, whatever that may be in life. It could be solving a pain or a problem that they have, which usually works best, especially with digital products. Or it could be even just making them feel good, whatever way, shape or form you're doing that through digital products. It could be through pleasure, it could be through excitement, it could be through entertainment, whatever that may be. You need to give some sort of emotion, some sort of solution to the people. You need to take them from this state into this state, and if you do that, they're happy to exchange money with you. The first step to demand analysis is simply Google Trends. So I was just talking about trends. You can see how I've just searched up old money on Google Trends, and you can see the spike in the last 2 years. And this is actually interestingly web searches. So this is people typing in old money on Google, not even YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So this means that people are actively searching for old money, meaning they're probably willing to spend money on those kind of clothes, on those kind of styles. And so Alex has actually made a video on this channel where he explained how you could be creating a whole digital product business around old money, where you may be selling style books, sort of like ebooks, where you put together different styles, and you might not make as much money upfront from the ebook itself, but you can then leverage affiliate links from the purchases that you're going to get from those clothes or perfumes and all that kind of stuff. And so you can also see how digital product doesn't just mean an ebook. It can come in many different forms, and affiliate marketing in itself, it's a form of a digital product business. So if you find the trend, there are many different ways of how you can sell that, but we're going to tackle that later on. Another thing that you can do is look at the supply. More specifically, you're going to be analyzing your competitors, and we broke this down into what we call indirect research and direct research. With indirect research, which is what a lot of people are doing in the dropshipping space, what you can do is go simply on Instagram and either search through keywords, keywords within a particular area that you think you might be interested in creating a product. And then you're going to find pages within that industry, within that niche, and then you go on their link. Usually they're going to have a link in bio if they are selling a product, and you can see what they're selling. Most of the times you're actually going to see that a lot of people nowadays are selling digital products. So if you see a link, most likely they're probably selling a digital product. And you can also follow that page, and you're going to see a drop down of similar pages to them, and that's how you can go about doing a search keyword research on Instagram. Otherwise, you can scroll through your normal post feed, and you're going to have lots of ads popping up, and you probably want to stop and engage with the ones that you think are similar to the kind of products and niche that you want to get into. And the other thing, it's scrolling through stories. So stories is actually, what I've noticed, is a really good place for finding digital product ideas, because a lot of people that are doing Facebook ads, they seem to be doing really well in terms of stories when it comes to digital products. So I do see a lot of templates, a lot of tools, a lot of ebooks and digital products being advertised through stories specifically. So that's another really good place to scout. Another thing you can do, this direct form of research, is going straight to the source. So you can go to Facebook Ad Library and then make sure you have all selected in terms of countries, all ads selected, and then you put down a keyword again or a competitor if you've already found any by doing your indirect research. And yeah, you're going to see a lot of ads. You can filter by active ads, so you see what's working currently for them. And then you can also click on the ad and go on the landing page and see what they are advertising and how they're advertising it. And another thing that you can do is just type in that keyword in the Google search, and you're going to see some sponsored ads, some organic searches, but sponsored ads specifically are really important, because if somebody is running Google ads for a similar digital product, it probably means that it's doing really well and it has some sort of demand, because Facebook ads are different from Google ads. If somebody is advertising on Google ads, it means that there is enough volume of people searching actively for that keyword that this digital product business is trying to show for. So as you can see in this example, we have Pipdex. If you're not familiar with them, they sell productivity guides, they have storytelling packs, and it's all digital. They also have physical products, but a good chunk of the business is coming from digital products. Another thing that you can do in terms of direct research is going to Google Ads. This one is a little bit more advanced, but it's quite simple. You just need to create a Google Ads account, which is, you can do that completely for free. And this is going to be the dashboard. You click on tools and settings, and then you click on keyword planner. And you come down to this dashboard. And then in here, you're going to add a keyword in your keyword planner. And Google is going to spit out a bunch of keywords that are related, and is also going to tell you the search volume for them. So how many people are searching for these terms every single month. So this is another great way to just check the demand for that kind of niche and that kind of product. And the final thing that you can do, similar to Facebook Library Ad, you have the Google Transparency Center, where you can type in a competitor and you can see all the ads that they are serving. And as I said, if you find something that it's in high demand and in low supply, you really have a lot of leverage, and this is where you can increase the price of your product. Because in any blue ocean market, in any market that doesn't have much competition, you're always going to find winners. It's very, very easy to sell something when people are looking for it and there's nobody else selling it, right? But nonetheless, as I said, it's probably going to be really hard that you're going to find something in low supply. The main thing that we covered at the beginning is to focus on these things. Focus on the problem and the issues that people have. Whether there's high demand or low supply, that's a secondary factor. What you need to be worrying about is, does your product solve any issues? Does it give any sort of emotion to the customer? It's really, really important. And also another important thing about your digital product is curiosity gap. Is your product interesting enough? And this is especially important with ads because there are so many people advertising the same things nowadays. The ones that are really going to win are the ones that are going to make creatives and products that are interesting, that are new. Curiosity gap simply just means the space between what we know and what we want or even need to know. If you reread this phrase and you ponder on this a little bit, you start to realize that all of the decisions that we make, or most of the decisions that we make in our life, if they are emotional or even logical, they are very much driven by curiosity. Human species are driven by curiosity. So this is a very important factor in the success of your digital product business. And this doesn't mean that you need to come up with anything completely new or revolutionary. It mostly comes down to how you frame things. Framing and packaging of the offer in itself is what is going to sell the product. Okay, so you have the idea for the product. Now what? Now we go into step number 2 of the process, which is the packaging. And you need to realize that people will buy before seeing what's inside of your digital product. When it comes to a physical product, you see it visually, you know what it is. But if you're selling an ebook, what you're really selling there, it's the words they're going to read inside. So they have no clue. They're not making their buying decision based on the words or the content that's inside of your product, but it's what you tell them that's gonna make them realize whether they want your product or not. So it's not what's inside that sells, but what you tell them it's inside. And when it comes to packaging, I wanted to break this down into another 3 subsects to make it even more digestible. So when we talk about packaging, the way we like to think about it is offer, format, and landing page. With an offer, just some basics. Offer and copywriting in itself is a big topic, so there's no way I can go into details in this video. We're going to be making more videos and courses around these specific topics, but in here I just want to cover the basics, the fundamentals, or what's really, really important. And what's really, really important, especially if you're doing ads with your digital products, it's the main offer. So the headline and the description, and also the mock-up of the image, because those are the first thing that people are going to see on your landing page. And people nowadays make decisions in a split second. So if those elements at the top, don't grab them within 2 to 3 seconds, they're already gone, and you just wasted your ad budget. So a few things to take care of in terms of title is to make your titles specific. That's how you're going to improve your offer. So make sure it tells the user who this product is for and what it will do for them. So focus all about the benefits. Don't mention the features of your products. Nobody really cares. They want to hear about the benefits. Are there new benefits? And then another thing that you can do, this is a very quick win, is adding time frame. People love time frames and specificity. So if you can tell people that they're going to achieve a result within a specific time frame, then the offer is more appealing. And then you can also add the year. So just by adding the year 2024, for example, in your title, is going to improve your offer so much more. Because as I said, people, this thing here, curiosity gap, it's really, really important. And one way that you can leverage curiosity is by telling people, for example, let's say you have a productivity guide. I'll take a very, very basic example. You could be saying the new 2024 framework to staying productive all year long. Again, I just gave a very basic example, but you can see how much more intriguing it is. People are going to be thinking, wait, is there a new way? Am I missing something? It's just, there's a lot more curiosity in it than just saying productivity guide. Because people have tried and tested things in their life, especially when we talk about issues that they may have. If one of the issues is, for example, fitness, I'm sure they might have tried things in the past and they haven't worked. So you telling them, hey, here's a product that it's the same as what you've tried in the past and hasn't worked, it's never going to make them buy it. So you kind of need to hack your way around and make your product feel like it's something new, even if it's not. It's all within the framing. Of course, make sure you're not scamming people and you're not giving make sure your title is not any clickbait, because then you're going to just get people refunding. But as I said, just adding that 2024 can add a lot to your offer. And then on that note, you can keep adding numbers. So 3, for example, psychologically works really well. That's why I've used a 3-step process in this video, because people are more receptive to number 3. It's a lot more digestible. Or even if it's not 3 and it doesn't work within your title, use numbers. And another little tip is that odd numbers, for whatever the reason, psychologically they may work better. But again, don't feel constrained. If your product doesn't have numbers, that's fine. Try to add the year, a time frame, whatever that may be. And another important thing is to just use some power words. Again, back on the notion of curiosity. Power words is what really drives that curiosity, that excitement, that hope. And we're going to be making another video more in depth, like a complete course on copywriting as well. But if you want to check something now that's a little bit more advanced, you can check out a guy called Eugene Schwartz. He has a book which is a little bit more expensive. Nowadays it's kind of hard to find, but that book is golden when it comes to copywriting. And another thing that I wanted to talk about within the offer is the price. So cheaper does not equal to more sales. If anything, more expensive is actually perceived as more valuable by most people. And especially if you're going to use ads, you need a product that you can sell for at least $47 to be profitable and scale. Because nowadays, I'm not going to lie, Facebook ads are getting more and more expensive. So to really be profitable, you do need products that are above $47. We've done some testing, and you might get away with a smaller amount, but in that case, you need a lot more products in the back end to keep upselling people. Otherwise, you're not going to stay alive in your business. The product that we were selling we tested it at 47 in the beginning and was doing really well. And so we pushed it to 67, which was working again really well. We pushed it to 97, again, the same product, just testing the price. At 97, we're still selling. And so we tried 147 and people were still buying it, but we were seeing diminishing returns at that point. So we kept doing some testing. And for us, for that specific product, we kept it at 67. And we only had one single upsell. We had another product that was, I believe, $19 or $29 that around 30 to 40% of the people were buying after buying this product. So for the most part, a customer was giving us between 67 to, I would say, $87. And that's how we made the $135,000 in those 3 to 4 months. But this doesn't mean that you have to sell your product at 67. Don't just copy and paste things. As I said, we personally tested things. A lot of this comes down to testing. But if I had to give you an advice when it comes to offer and pricing, then I would say to keep your product above 47. Find a way to make your product feel like it's worth more than $47. And one way to do that, it's through packaging, which is the second step I want to get into. And when it comes to packaging, just reformatting the way you're delivering your product. It could be the same product, but you could have it in different format, and it could be perceived as a completely different product at a completely different price point. So you could be selling information, for example, tools or templates. And even information, you could have ebooks or you could have courses. The information might be the same, but if you're delivering a course in the marketplace, a course is expected to be above $500 at least. People are selling it for 1.5K and above nowadays. But that same information, you could have the same exact information. An ebook that has 1,000 pages, you still wouldn't be able to sell that for 1.5K. There's absolutely no chance because of what people think about when they hear the word ebook. It's really important that you understand that associating your product to a specific word or to a specific format, it can change completely the perception of the consumer. And in that same way, maybe you can take that information and you can repackage it into a tool or maybe a template. It's a completely different dynamic. So people are willing to spend different amounts. So for example, let's say when I said try to sell something for above $47, either you make a collection of ebooks so that it feels like you're getting something more, or you could even have just one single ebook, but then it comes down to frame it. You have to be a lot better at framing it to really increase the perceived value of that ebook. But if you want just an easy way of increasing that price without going as crazy with your copy, is simply by just reformatting it into a tool or productizing it into templates, or simply just delivering it in a form of a course. And even a course doesn't have to be your face in it. It could just be audio, it could just be video with a slide share. It can come in many different forms. Just be aware that packaging your product is going to have a huge play in what people perceive of your digital product. And the last component, which is even more important probably, is the landing page. So forget about Etsy pages, forget about ugly looking Shopify pages, forget about old looking ClickFunnels pages. Once again, as I said, curiosity drives people. And the issue with all these three things is that people have seen these things times and times and times again. One big issue within dropshipping, for example, is that it has become so accessible that everybody has created a dropshipping page on Shopify. So there have been so many ads in the last few years, and most consumers have seen those pages and they know what a Shopify page looks like. And frankly speaking, a lot of people might have had bad experiences because dropshipping is not really, you're getting low quality products from China in many cases, and people start to associate those standard looking Shopify pages to a bad experience. And we don't want that for your digital products. And in the same way, ClickFunnels pages, especially like the old looking ClickFunnels pages, if you know what ClickFunnels is and you've been in this industry a little bit, you know exactly what I mean. Those landing pages with the dotted boxes telling you to upsell and all that kind of stuff. It just feels way too scammy nowadays. I think now we transition to a more modern approach when it comes to landing pages and marketing. So forget about all of this stuff. It's just going to make your product look cheaper and more scammy, in my opinion. And it's just going to devalue your product. Remember what I said earlier? People will buy your product before even seeing what's inside. So it's not what's inside that sells, but what you tell them it's inside. And in this case, we do that through branding and copy, as we spoke about the offer, the packaging, and the landing page. And once again, making a more expensive looking landing page will allow you to make your product perceived as more valuable, aka charging more and selling more of your product. And so how do we do that? And the way we like to build a landing page is to take the customer through a journey to really understand the value of your product, so that by the time they go down and they see the price, they're already sold on the idea. What most people are doing nowadays is they have, similar to dropshipping pages, they will have the product at the top with one image, one very shitty headline, and the price straight at the top. But if you think about it, if you put yourself in the customer journey and they're scrolling on social media, they see an ad which might catch their attention. Is that ad really enough to already convince them of what's inside? Probably not, but let's say you caught their attention. They're going to click on the ad, they land on the landing page, and they see the price right out of the gate. And as I told you, you probably want to sell your product for more than $47. And so if they see something for $67, are they really in the mind frame of, just paying a random ad they saw a random business $67? Probably not. They're not agitated enough in most cases. And so the way we like to approach this is by creating a proper landing page, the same way that you would do with an info product. It wouldn't be as exhaustive because, we're not selling something for 1.5K. You don't need as much to convince somebody. But nonetheless, we want people to land on the top, see the headline, and get even more interested. So we want to build that curiosity. We want to tell them exactly the value that they're going to get, so that, as I said, by the time they reach the bottom and they see the price, now the price doesn't seem as much because they understand exactly what's inside. And so they're already sold on the idea, and you're going to sell a lot more pieces. And that's how we kept a relatively healthy conversion rate for our store, even though it's a digital product. And the way we like to do this, it's two options that I'm going to give you. The Shopify way, but using gem pages. And if you're not familiar with gem pages, I'm going to show you exactly what that allows you to do and what our landing page looked like. And I'm also going to show you a more modern or a better way to do this using Webflow or Framer. We recommend doing it on Webflow. And I'm also going to show you a template that we have in place that we've built on Webflow. So let's start with gem pages. So this was our landing page. So it was simply a productivity product. It was actually very simple. It may look like there's a lot going into it, but it was basically a Notion template, which was actually we put value in it. We put some time in it. We didn't just want to scam people. So there was value in these products and the way we've put them together, but it's nothing really crazy. It's a Notion template and then a few guides that we've built. So basically we were... Just to give you some context, we started this because myself and Alex were really into, mindset, productivity, and biohacking and this kind of stuff. And we did a lot of research just for ourselves. And we went from that state of, not knowing how to do this kind of stuff. And we transformed and learned a bunch of things that, changed our life in some way, shape or form. And so we just reverse engineer our own life, our own experience. So we understood what our problems were exactly, and then try to understand how we overcame them and try to productize everything into knowledge and template. So this was the full bundle, and this was the title. Surprisingly, this worked really, really well, even though, if I had to redo this website right now, I would probably change things around. As I mentioned, I would add a lot more powerful words in here. I would add a lot more curiosity. I will speak more to an exact avatar that we're trying to target. I would add more recency, maybe 2024, as I said, and try to add more numbers, maybe a time frame. So there's a lot that we could have improved even on this winning product and winning landing page. And as you scroll down, you can see we have a description just talking about the benefits, then some social proof, some more social proof, and in here we go through some demos because, as I said, people don't know what's inside, so there's a lot of skepticism. So we just gave a very brief view into what they're going to be purchasing, just to break that objection of, I don't know what's inside. And, that's a big thing with people when buying a digital product. So if you can showcase a demo of your product, then do so. And we went as far as just showcasing even further what the product really looks like. And as I said, we used really nice mock-ups. We have those templates inside of Utopic Labs. And Utopic Labs is basically our program where we teach people how to sell digital products online. If you're interested, you have the link below. And as I said, we have some of those mock-ups in there. And yeah, just really showcasing the product for what it truly is. Because if you don't show any of this, they have no clue. And you can see down below, we've added even more intrigue. Those were sort of the bonuses that we wanted to add. People love bonuses. And, now there's even more perceived value into the product. And as you scroll down, then we have some more pain points and what this really does, the benefits of the product. Again, some more social proof, our first-hand experience, so that they can relate to us. So this is where we retarget that avatar and speak to the same exact people that had the same issue that we did and want to overcome it. And as I keep scrolling, some more social proof and there's some more benefits. And in here, it's more like a comparison, because in the digital product space, you're going to have a lot of competitors. Just looking at this, for example, it's a Notion productivity template. There's thousands of other people doing the same exact thing. So we need to tell people visually in some way, shape or form, why our product is superior. And so this is where we spend a section just telling people, hey, this is why our product is better than others. And as you keep scrolling down, then you also see the main section. So this is what we call the summary. So you go through every single product again, so like the main features whilst focusing on the benefits. So you're going to get this, you're going to get that, you're going to get this, you're going to get that, plus you're going to get all these bonuses with the value. You can see how this is similar to like what people used to do with ClickFunnels. It's just a little bit more modernized. It doesn't feel as scammy, but we're trying to really tell the people what's the value inside. So we're guiding them through, again, bonuses on bonuses on bonuses. And again, you don't need to have this many bonuses and this many features. It's just the idea of the different sections and what they're meant to do. And as I keep going down, then now they get to the bottom where they see the price. And again, you're going to see a discount from it. You might want to have a countdown maybe for your discount. And just really driving the point that this price now just seems like a bargain after everything that they went through. Now they understand exactly what's in your product. So 67 now just feels like a steal. And for the people that don't believe you, you're going to have some more reviews. And then you're going to have a section for your FAQ, just breaking down some more objections. Don't use this just randomly. Use your FAQs strategically. Every section in this landing page needs to be strategic. It needs to have a purpose. And so in our case, we thought, what were the main objections that people had? And so we tried to address them in here for the people that are really skeptical. And at the bottom, just again, a reminder and, a call to action. And that's really the landing page that made us over $135,000. But now I'm going to show you a more modern version that we've recreated into Webflow. So this is what it looks like. Again, the structure is the same. It's just a lot more modern, like way more modern. And yeah, it's only going to help you increase the perceived value of your product. But you can see that it starts again with the main, with a product name and a bold headline with the main benefits and offer. Again, this is a template, and we actually given this same exact template inside of Utopic Labs. So if you're interested in just getting the template and learning how to build your digital product business, then check the link in the description. But otherwise, I'm going to show you exactly what the template looks like so you can recreate this yourself. So as I said, the main big bold title that grabs people's attention, and then a description with that is benefit driven. You want to speak to the avatar, and if you can, you want to de-risk your product. And then a very nice mock-up of your product if you can. And then some more social proof. And then you want to have the features. In this case, we sort of outlined them this way, and we broke them down by features. And you want to make sure that in here, you focus on the benefits of that feature. Because generally speaking, unless the feature is really exciting, people are not really going to care. But what they're going to care about is what that feature does for them. And as you keep scrolling down, this is where we have our demo section. And in here, you can put all of the use cases just to really showcase to people what the product really does. And so each section is going to have its own mock-up. And as you scroll down, then in this section, we've included the bonuses. So you might have 3 bonuses, let's say bonus 1, bonus 2, bonus 3. And you talk about the features and the benefits for each one of those bonuses. And again, this is just a template. You can easily just come in, and if you have one bonus, you just get rid of the other 2. If you don't have any, you get rid of the whole section in one button, in one click. And even up here, you don't need to have this many use cases. You can just really customize it. But again, this is a very, very simple way of getting your landing page out in the market very quickly. It is modeled upon the winning landing page that has made us over $130,000. So this stuff really works. And as you keep scrolling down, you're going to have, again, some sort of a comparison table. It's always really nice to have, where you're going to pick up some competitors or similar products in your market or your niche, and you're going to break down the disadvantages of theirs, and you're going to turn those disadvantages into advantages for your product, just so that people really understand why your product is superior. And then again, you come down to the summary section. But in this case, we've improved it a lot more. You can see it's way more striking. You can see still the key elements, which is, a discount, which is really going to drive people, and all the bonuses with the value and your customer reviews. If you conveyed the message of what your product really is, once they come down here, everything looks so good and convincing that it's just like they will probably just buy to scratch that itch of what's inside. A lot of people buy simply because of branding, so that's why it's really important. We personally like to put more effort in our landing pages and our marketing because I think that's how you're really going to stand out nowadays. And when you keep scrolling down, again, you're going to have an FAQ section, the same way that we had on the other landing page. Cool. And so that was our winning GemPages store. And I didn't mention this, but GemPages is simply a third-party app that you download on Shopify, and it just allows you to go beyond the predefined looking Shopify store that Shopify gives you. So it's a really, really handy tool, and it's not even expensive. I believe you only pay a monthly fee, and that's all you do, really. But as I said, nowadays, we really think that Webflow is the way forward, because that's how you're going to stand out. 99% of people are not really going to think of making a website on Webflow. If anything, what I've seen is that most people selling digital products, they use things like Beacon, but it's an easy way to get people to click on your link in bio on social media, and you have a very standard looking landing page. And I think Webflow is really where you can expand. And again, bear in mind that when you're doing ads, it's even more important to have the marketing and the packaging and the landing page done properly, because people don't know you. You want them to make that decision right there and then, as opposed to, I understand why a lot of people use beacons, for example, for the digital products, because they're probably just driving sales through organics, so they don't care. People don't care as much about landing page and stuff like that. If you've been following somebody for a long time, personal brand, it's what sells, so you don't need all this marketing. But if you don't have the personal brand and you're using ads, then the marketing is key. And talking about marketing, the last piece of the puzzle is the ads. And so I'm going to give you our winning Facebook ads strategy. And again, I'm going to give you as much detail as possible. I'm not holding anything back, but just bear in mind that I can't go into every single detail in this specific video. We're probably going to be making a full course. We might release a video in the future, just going back to this strategy in more details. But again, I'm going to give you everything in here. And if you have any questions, just put them down in the comments below and we'll try to reply to as many as we can. So this is our winning Facebook ad strategy. And I'm going to cover this for new accounts. So let's say you're creating a brand new Facebook ad account for your new digital product business. What we really focus on is one single CBO campaign. And within that single CBO campaign, what you want to start doing is create your first ad set, and you want to keep all settings broad. Like no restrictions, no interest targeting, nothing. Keep everything broad. You might want to select perhaps the countries that you're trying to target. Let's say you want to advertise only in US, then feel free to do so. And if, for example, you know that your product is specifically 100% for females or for men only, then just target them. It just makes sense. But outside of that, all other settings will simply be broad, because AI nowadays, especially within Facebook ads, it's a lot more advanced, and there's, Facebook holds so much data of people nowadays that it's much better at understanding who your customer is than you doing the interest targeting yourself. So one ad set that is all broad, and within that ad set you want to create 5 to 10 ads, and these are single ads. And you want to test all different sorts of angles, test different concepts, test different formats. So try both videos and images, maybe try one carousel ad. Just make sure you have a variety of different ads. Because what's going to happen after is that you're going to review those 5 to 10 ads after 5 to 7 days, probably. And you're going to take the best performer out of those. And that best performer is going to go into a new ad set that you're going to create. And again, this ad set is going to be completely broad, but in this time, you're going to toggle on the dynamic creative function. What this is going to do is going to allow you to create one single ad, but with multiple variations. So in that single ad set, what you're now going to do is take that ad that worked really well, and maybe you want to change the hook. So you want to change one single element in that ad. And generally speaking, the hook is the first thing that you want to test. So take that best performer, create another 3 to 4 variations of the hook, and then put all of those ads into that single ad set with the dynamic creative on. And for this ad set down here, if this is profitable, keep that ad set running until it becomes unprofitable. And when it becomes unprofitable, simply just turn it off. And what you want to do then, it's just to review this new ad set after, give it 5 to 7 days based on your budget. The more budget you have, the less days you can afford giving to the ad set, because it's going to gather more data more quickly. If your budget is lower, you probably want to give it at least a week. And after reviewing it, check if the ad is profitable. If it is, keep running it. If it's not, you want to kill that ad set. And so what you want to keep doing here is to continue to create new ad groups into that single CBO campaign. And you want to test variations of what's really working, or new angles in the case that you don't have anything working. So if something is working, try to keep refining it, create multiple ad sets with multiple ads within that to really squeeze it and find that one single creative that's really going to take your account to the next level. But if you don't have a winning ad, or a winning ad sort of fatigues, that's when you probably want to test new angles. Generally speaking, you want a healthy balance of trying new variations and also trying new angles. And you're going to keep doing this process. That's really it. That's the strategy, as simple as possible. We like to keep our strategy as simple and as streamlined as possible. And on that note, our scaling system is also very simple. So what you're going to be doing is continue to work on that one single CBO campaign. And as I said, focus on more ad creatives, on refining concepts, angles, hooks, and different formats. And for new ad sets, I should say ad sets here, not campaigns. For new ad sets, give them 5 to 7 days to see if they're profitable. Then if yes, then keep them running until they're profitable. And then try a similar approach on a new ad set with another set of variations as well. If it's not profitable, just simply turn it off and create new angles and formats inside of a new ad set. And what we suggest doing at this point in time, what we find working really well is to create 2 to 3 new ad groups or ad sets. I keep calling them ad groups, but they're called ad sets. 2 to 3 new assets per week. And nowadays, Facebook ads is all about creatives, all about testing. So volume is really key. But we also don't want too much volume to the point that you don't have enough data. Because another issue that a lot of beginners face is that they create their campaign, they dump in some ads, they give it 1, 2, 3 days max, and they see that it might not be working really well, and then they turn it off. But nowadays, we are noticing that it takes a lot longer for an ad group, an ad set, to really gather the right learning, the right data to start performing better. So you might see that a campaign might not be working really well on day 1, 2, and 3, but if you give it that whole entire week, then there is a chance that is going to perform really well. And of course, this is very subjective. If you're spending, as I said, a lot more daily budget, or if you're really, really unprofitable, you're not seeing any sales, maybe there's something a little bit more concerning and you might want to turn it off earlier. But broadly speaking, we recommend leaving things for a longer time frame. And for the ad sets, I keep saying campaigns in here, but I mean ad sets. For existing ad sets that are profitable, you want to keep monitoring them every day and just look at their performance for the last 3 to 7 days. Because the issue with Facebook is that ads nowadays fatigue very quickly. Facebook says that every week and a half you should be changing your creative. Every week and a half your creative fatigues very quickly. So this is why we like to use this system, because it's a very systematized way of creating a lot of creatives and monitoring things on a day-to-day basis. And to scale, check the overall profitability of the entire campaign, of the CBO campaign, on a daily basis for the past 3 days. So every single day, go in your account, check the last 3 days, the previous 3 days, and just check, is it profitable? Then increase the budget of that campaign by 15 to 20%. Otherwise, if it's breaking even, I wouldn't touch it, just leave it and see how it does in the following days. And if you're losing money, you may want to decrease the budget by 10 to 15%. And that's really what we do on a daily basis. And the more creatives you test, the more success you're going to have, and the more you're going to keep scaling every single day. And that's how you get to the big figures. And if you're serious about starting and scaling a digital product business, or maybe you're already in it and you want to scale even further, then click the link down below. We do have a program, as I said, called Utopic Labs, where we teach people exactly all of this stuff. So we teach people how to create a digital product in depth. We have very, very detailed courses. We also talk about attention alchemy, so how to grow on social media. And we're qualified to teach this because we had a page called Lifer. You can go and check that out for yourself. Complexively, in between Instagram and TikTok, has generated over 200 million views and has generated over 900,000 followers from that single page alone. So we teach all about it in Utopic Labs. And we also have a section around mindset. And I think this whole mindset thing is even more important in this digital product business, especially if you're a beginner, especially if you're an entrepreneur in this online space, because, we're dealing with a lot of uncertainty. As I said, a lot of this comes down to testing, analyzing, and iterating. And so there are so many different variables, and there is a lot of uncertainty. So learning how to deal with uncertainty and making decisions logically as opposed to emotionally is truly what I think is really going to give you the success that you're looking for. And so we have a course dedicated to mindset stuff. And then also we have a 10-hour bonus course all about Google Ads. So we break down in details how you could go about advertising digital products through Google Ads. And I think not many people talk about it, but Google Ads can be a holy grail because there's far less competition, especially in the digital product space. And then we also have a community with other students and members that are trying to do the same digital product business, and we have weekly Q&A calls. And we also wanted to add something a bit more fun, something that will keep people accountable. So at the moment, you pay once and you have access forever. But what we've done is we created some levels inside of Utopic Labs. Again, you only pay once. We are not doing this just to keep people paying monthly like most other people are doing nowadays. As I said, you pay once, but we still want to give this tier system just to keep people accountable and get people excited, because building a business should be fun at the end of the day. It shouldn't feel like a drag, and we thought this was the best way of making this whole thing more fun. So as you can see, the levels that you unlock are based on the results that you achieve. As you achieve your first 1,000 followers, you start to unlock our own productivity system. As you keep increasing your followers or start making your first few sales, then you start to unlock other stuff. For example, our custom GPTs, and these are actually really, really valuable. We've trained this GPT with the best information, the winning information that has worked for us, so super valuable. And then some more stuff like our course builder and one-to-ones. And as you get to the final stage, you also get access to some events and some more exclusive chats with people that are winning. And as I said, if you're interested in getting all the templates and joining Utopic Labs and learning more how to start and scale a digital product business, then click the link down in the description and check it out for yourself. Otherwise, I hope you found value in this video. We're going to be making more content and more courses for free, completely for free, available on YouTube. So if you're interested in this whole journey, then drop a follow. If you had any questions, just put them down in the description and we'll try to answer as many as we can. Otherwise, I hope you found value and I'll see you in the next video.